Free audio post-production by Alphonic.com.
Welcome to Radical Personal Finance, a show dedicated to providing you with the knowledge, skills, insight, and encouragement you need to live a rich and meaningful life now while building a plan for financial freedom in 10 years or less. My name is Joshua Sheets. I'm your host, and today, as the title says, I'm not dead. I have, however, been a bit sick. First, it started with the children. They all got sick. That was difficult, and then it has continued with a few sick children continuing, and now I am sick. Some kind of nasty flu, not sure exactly what, but coughing, and today I haven't even been able to get out of bed, which is frustrating. But as I've been lying here feeling enormously guilty for the lack of shows, and I've been racking my brains to try to figure out what could I speak about in my enfeebled and delirious state, I thought, you know what, let's just talk about being sick. And I thought I would share with you just a couple of insights that I always think about when I am sick. This won't be long, be very straightforward. Number one, I really enjoy many aspects of being an entrepreneur. There are many things that are really good about being an entrepreneur. There are also a whole set of things that are not good about being an entrepreneur, or at least some things that are challenging. And one of the challenges that continually hits me is simply the responsibility that comes with being an entrepreneur. When I was an employee and I was given a certain number of days off and sick days off, I knew that if I left the office, then things would go on. But as an entrepreneur, if you're going to make it in entrepreneurship to any degree, you have to develop and exercise basically a higher level of responsibility. You are responsible for essentially everything, and that is one of those things that just weighs on you over time. It's not a bad thing. It's just something you get used to. But what it means is that when sick, it's very hard to ever actually relax. I'm sure that there are some people who are able to do it. I am not able to do it yet. I can't lie in bed. I can't lie in bed and do nothing. And so you kind of just feel this ongoing sense of duty that I need to get up and work. And I can't be in bed here more than a couple of days. Now, that's not a big thing. The only reason I say it is that if you're an employee, try to appreciate all of the benefits that you have of being an employee. Don't pine for being an entrepreneur. Recognize that either lifestyle comes with a significant set of challenges, and nothing is perfect. They're just different. I remember vividly when I was in high school, I attended one year a Super Bowl party, and I had a really great time at the Super Bowl party. Stayed up late at the Super Bowl party, and I went home Sunday evening, and I had to get up for school the next day. And I remember thinking to myself, man, how terrible it would be to have to get up and go to work on Monday morning. Then in college, I had a similar experience. Super Bowl party, really late, had a great time. Then I didn't get up and go to work on Monday morning. And I thought, man, this is great. This is the way to live. I want to live my life so that I can go to a Super Bowl party and not have to wake up the next day. And I did that. I built a life that I don't have to ask anybody what I do on any particular day. I have a responsibility to my customers, my clients, my audience, but all of the things that I do are internally imposed. That responsibility, however, comes with the flip side, that you always feel responsible. And I've not slept in past 5:30 in 10 years. I don't use an alarm clock, and I'd go to bed, but I haven't slept in past 5:30, I guess maybe 6, probably since early in the morning in 10 years, no matter what time I went to bed. And so if I could go back and tell my teenage self or my college self, who was quite capable of sleeping in till late, that these small things that today just seem like just a total dream, that when you're older won't really matter. And what'll come with it is a flip side, that many days as an entrepreneur, some days, many, somewhere between some and many days as an entrepreneur, I think, man, wouldn't it just be nice to have a job? Wouldn't it be nice just to go to work? Somebody else deals with everything. All I got to do is do my job and keep my boss happy. Wouldn't that be great? That would be wonderful. Why can't I just do that? Joshua, what are you thinking going and doing entrepreneurship? And so recognize that whatever your dreams are, you probably should pursue them. But what would be really useful along the way is try to ask people for their actual experience in the various things that you are considering pursuing. Try to make certain that others will share with you honestly, and you're not just getting one side of the story. So things like having sick days, what a blessing. Now, if you are an entrepreneur, I believe that you should exploit the benefits of entrepreneurship, and I do that consistently. But if you're an employee, you should exploit the benefits of being an employee, because both of them have their strengths, both of them have their weaknesses. I think also what gives me a little bit of comfort is that there seems to be, at least from my perspective, an ideal balance of stress and worry and anxiety. I think a little bit of stress is good. Some might call it eustress, right? Having aggressive goals, having desires to do things, being motivated to try to build something new and interesting that you're engaged with, and really being dedicated to it, to work long hours if necessary, whatever's necessary. That stress is a good thing. I don't wish for a life with no stress at all. But there seems to be a balance between stress and anxiety. And one personal finance goal that I think is a very reasonable one is try to build a life where if you're struck down sick for a few days, or maybe you have a heart attack and you're in the hospital, or you get a cancer diagnosis, try to build a life where your life doesn't fall apart. I have somebody that I'm working with right now for some personal work, and he's working for me, and then he disappeared for a week. He was in the hospital, and not only was he sick and in the hospital, but then while he was in the hospital, he got a cancer diagnosis. And so now he has to figure out how to keep a very stressful business and a life that is very precarious going forward while also dealing with his cancer. So there are a variety of things that can help you in that situation. Some of them are professional financial tools. That's why you should maintain proper insurances. So you always want to make sure that you have reasonable health insurance coverage. If you are not yet financially independent, you must have disability income insurance if it's available to you. Having life insurance, while not the thing that will immediately pay out if you're sick, alleviates your stress, because if I'm dead and gone, then at least my family's not going to suffer financially. If you don't have those basic insurances squared away, go square them away today. I beg you. Go get them done. Make certain that you have adequate health insurance, adequate disability income insurance, and adequate life insurance. The other component of this is try to dial back the margin, say 20%. If you're one who lives at the very edge, and all the money comes in and all the money goes out, you don't have any margin in your life. And any upset, any change at all will make a dramatic problem in your life. And so when you're sick, the stress goes enormously higher. I'm sick, and I feel a little stressed because I'm not getting work done that I know I need to get done. But I can renegotiate my commitments. I can move my client meetings. I can lie in my bed and record a podcast on my phone. I'm not at the edge financially. If I don't make any money today, I'm okay. If I don't make any money this month, I'm okay. And so the idea of adding financial stress towards every other area of life, to me, is deeply distasteful. Again, I don't think that the goal is just to create a zero-stress life. We should create positive stresses, things that we impose on ourselves to try to keep ourselves motivated and productive. That seems really smart to me. But don't add financial stress to other stresses. Don't add relationship stress to other stresses. Get all of these just totally destructive stresses out of your life and have just enough of the eustress, the positive stress, to keep yourself pressing forward. Finally, be sympathetic towards those who are sick or sickly. I say this at least a couple times a year because it's a big deal to me. But you and I have a burden of care to help those who are enfeebled, to help those who are sickly, to help those who are weakened. You and I, who have robust physical health, who basically go through life feeling good, able to be productive, able to be focused, able to do big things, you and I have a lot to be thankful for that we did not earn. I did not earn my robust health. I'm grateful for it. I have a duty to maintain it. I'm trying to improve it, working to improve it, as I would imagine are you. But I didn't earn it. It was a gift from God and from my forebears. And I come from good genetic stock. I was protected in the womb. My chromosomes work. My body is strong. I was protected when I was a child. I didn't experience traumatic brain injury. I didn't fall out of a tree. I have a body and a brain that works well. And any degree of success and effectiveness that I have been able to enjoy is largely due to these unearned treasures, these unearned abilities, these unearned benefits. Now, look around you, especially on a sick day. Today, I'm lying in bed. Yes, I'm making a podcast, but it's not that great. And basically, I've got nothing to show for my day. Now imagine if I felt this way every day. You take a day when you're sick and imagine that you feel that way every day. So being able-bodied is such a blessing. And whenever you have a blessing, especially an unearned blessing, a personal privilege, you have a responsibility to use that for the benefit of others, especially those who do not share in the privilege and the blessings that you yourself have. To whom much is given, much is required in every area of life. It's important that we recognize that. And it's important that we use whatever these basic innate abilities that we have are, these things that we're blessed with, and indeed also anything that we have developed to help others. Right? I'm 6 feet 6 inches tall. I have a responsibility to help short people. It's not optional. I didn't do anything to be 6.5 feet tall. But when I go on an airplane, it's my job to pick up the heavy bags for all the short little ladies and men if they can't reach it. That's my job. I didn't earn it, but I have a responsibility to use it. I have robust physical health. It's my responsibility to use that for others and help those who are weak, help those who are enfeebled. I'm more intelligent than many people. I have more mental abilities than many people. I have a responsibility to use that intelligence for the betterment of my neighbor. That is my responsibility. And so I think of this every time I lie in bed sick. Probably 3 or 4 days a year? I don't know. I have allergies and anyway, it doesn't matter. There's my brain not working quite right. But whenever I'm lying in bed, I just think and recognize, man, I have so much to be thankful for. Health and wealth are so significantly connected. Our health is what allows us to build wealth. But man, if we neglect our health, we're lying in bed with a disease or sickness, most men would happily spend every dollar they have to be able to get up and get at it again and recoup their health. So there's a big lesson in stewardship there, right? Most of us are given robust health, and over the years, we need to care for it. We need to improve it for the next generation and pass it along. So let's be those who do that, and let's be those who care for others who are not as capable and as fortunate as you and I are. Thank you for listening. I'll be back with you as soon as I can.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.